So UFC Fight Night Charlotte, Rosenstrike versus Almeida takes place this weekend on ABC. And this is a fairly straightforward prediction, I think. Almeida is going to sub Rosenstrike fairly quickly. It might be bold of a prediction, but I think Almeida just kind of has all the skills. He's a former light heavyweight. He comes into heavyweight division basically juiced up, sauced up. This guy is definitely on gear. There's no doubt about it. He is jacked. He has acne everywhere. It surprises me that he can pass USADA tests with how much of a freak he is. This guy is literally a Brazilian freak. So in all honesty, you don't really see too many guys come around looking like Almeida, being the freakish athlete that he looks like, just really be in the UFC. Then we have Rosenstrike, which granted is a great kickboxer, but I mean, just look at the two of them compared together. Rosenstrike is kind of overweight. Almeida's jacked. You know, this is kind of how I have to really put it like that. But I'm not going to sit here and just focus on physique, because physique is not a telltale of who can really win a fight in the UFC. Obviously, there's times where people have had really weak physiques in the UFC, beat guys who are absolutely jacked. You know, it is possible. But to really break down what's going to happen in this fight, what Almeida's going to do is that he's going to throw a front kick, and as soon as his foot lands and hits the ground, he's going to shoot a takedown on Rosenstrike, take him down, get his back, beat him up, and then eventually put in the rear naked choke, and that's going to be the fight. That's how I'm exactly predicting it in round one. So probably be a fairly quick fight, but that's how it's probably going to go. Now, Rosenstrike does have decent takedown defense, and he can win this fight because, as I mentioned before, Gelton Almeida's big tell is that when he throws a front kick and it comes down on the ground, he immediately shoots. Done that in pretty much every fight so far in the UFC that I've watched. So it's a really big tell. So what he can do is blast a knee or maybe even blast a uppercut to really catch Almeida, and he can put him out because Rosenstrike does have good power. He does have solid power. Again, he is a former kickboxer. He has that background to really put people out. I bet he can make good reads in the octagon as well. But I really feel like his kryptonite is a lot of grapplers. Rosenstrike did do well against Curtis Blades in the grappling for the most part. He lost that fight. He did get taken down and controlled, but he did decently well to not get submitted or anything like that. But I think Almeida is just on a different level. This guy is just a complete freak. He's always in grappling tournaments. He fought Kai Baralho at one point, if I'm saying his name right. He fought him in a grappling tournament, beat him. He's constantly in these things. He's constantly always, working on his grappling. And I don't see other heavyweights really taking this as seriously or putting in as much training outside of just the UFC and doing outside fights as much as Gelton Almeida is. He seems completely committed to the game. He's always in great shape. And I think he'll come in and really put on a stellar performance against Rosenstrike. Now, Rosenstrike does have a great chance of winning this fight. I think if he can really avoid the takedowns, he can really, outland this fight, because we don't really know how good Almeida's gas tank is. So the farthest we've seen him is the second round where he beat Shamil Abdurakhimov by ground and pound. Also, the other time was against Nasruddinov on the Contender Series. So this guy has pretty much been a complete monster. His names, look at the name he just beat. Nasruddinov. That sounds like a crazy name. That sounds like a credible name. The guy was 9-0 at the time, so he was a great name to be fighting at the time. He's always grappling again. Like I said, he's fighting guys like Kai Baralho, Alexander Hoffman, Luis Felipe Diaz. Don't know how good they are, but he's getting a lot of reps in. Fought Danilo Marquez, who's a crazy jiu-jitsu guy. He's really hard to get off your back. Beat him round one, ground and pound. Got him out the way. Parker Porter, I don't expect much from that win, but he did get it done fairly easily. Actually, really easily. Anton Turkauj, got rid of him. Grappling, Shamil Abdurakhimov, got rid of him. His performances have been fairly easy throughout his UFC career. It's been grappling dudes completely out of the way. My question is Rosenstrike going to be any different than the other heavyweights that he's fought? Or even light heavyweights? And my answer is no. I don't think he will be. I think if Rosenstrike had a more grappling heavy background, I could pick him, or think he has a better chance in this fight. But he's a kickboxer. And his last win is against Chris Daukaus, which I don't rate too highly. Lost to Volkov. He beat Augusto Sakai, which I don't rate him too highly, which I think he just got cut recently. Junior Dos Santos, not at UFC anymore. And then he fought Ngannou back in 2020, which we also like KO, which he basically got put out bad. So Rosenstrike's career hasn't really been, dominated by grapplers. He hasn't really been facing a ton of them, but when he has, he's lost. I can really just see Gelton Almeida just doing the front kick, putting it down, double legging him, picking him up, dunking, taking his back, and then just doing ground and pound, looking for a rear naked choke for basically until Rosenstrike makes a mistake. And if he doesn't, I can see him doing the same thing in the second round. And he does in the second round, I can see him doing the same thing in the third round. So I'm going to predict a first round finish by rear naked choke for Jailton Almeida. And that doesn't happen, he'll win a 30-27 decision. I think his cardio might be there. If it's not there, I think it will still be good enough to be able to take down Rosenstrike whenever he wants. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. If you happen to think something different or have your own opinion, leave it down in the comment section below. I love reading your comments. Peace out.